Good morning and welcome to another video. This is the what can I call it? Well, what happened was my mate Graham, not to be confused with Radio Cruncher, my mate Graham, who lives up the road from me, he purchased this from the swap meet, and apparently the person who sold it to him told him it was working and it doesn't. I mean, yeah, there's no way that works. That hasn't worked in a long time. Anyway, needless to say, poor Graham got his hat nailed on because the person charged, I think he charged him 25 quid or something for it. I mean, yeah, 25 quid. No, the most I'd give was a tenner, because when I go to places like swap meets, people tell me something's working, I don't believe it. I don't care what people fucking think, I don't believe it till I get it home and I try it. And that's the way I look at it. As far as I'm concerned, when I buy something at a swap meet, it doesn't work. Therefore I will not put, unless I can see it working there and then. I can see it working there and then, that's a different matter, obviously. Anyway, basically what this is, it's a Westminster radiogram, tabletop radiogram. It's got a rather decrepit, it's a BSR, single player. It is capable of being repaired. I mean, it's not terminal, don't get me wrong, it's not. Looks like there's a mouse been living in here, there's mouse droppings in it. So we've had a mouse in here at some time. So, you know, I mean, if it had been me, I'll be perfectly honest with you folks, if it had been me, I'd have hung on to it in the condition it's in until November, and I'd have gone back to see if that twat was there. And I would have just said, listen, you sold me this, it's a piece of shit. You either refund me on breaking your fucking nose, it's as simple as that. Right, let's see. Right, well, let's see what we can do. We can unplug the pickup. I'm going to start, as usual, on the deck first. I'm not going to bother with the chassis for now. Start with the deck, because the deck runs, but very, very noisily. And it only runs on one speed, and it is a 3-speed unit, so, but even before, who fucking knows with this thing. Let's see, on off switch there for the deck. The fucking hell does the fucking motor plug in? Oh, it connects to here, the motor. The motor's connected to here. Yeah, it's very flimsy block. So what we'll do, we'll just chop the motor, get the wire cutters, go. I've got me coffee and I've got me back, and I'm going to have a fag in a minute. But yeah, there's mouse droppings in the top of this. So this hasn't worked for a long time, not in my opinion anyway. So we'll see what we can do with it. Right. How does this fucking ratty BSR come out? Yeah, this is a disgustingly fucking horrible thing, I mean. Fucking disgusting. And I think the speakers foots as well. I remember rightly, because me and Steve Pendlebury did actually get some sound out of this. Not a fucking great deal, but we got something. I'm just trying to see where the fucking deck's screwed in. I think it's under the turntable, so you have to pull the turntable off to take the screws out to get the deck out, because there's no transit screws that you unclip underneath. So state of that rubber mat, it's got to come off in case there's a clip under it. There we are. Easy to come off in one piece. Right. Let's see how we get this off. You've got to get the turntable. It's disgusting, this thing. Don't say you've got a fucking... Where's my little fucking hammer? Or even the screwdriver will do. You just basically give them a tap on the top. It should pop off, but that's it. Ain't the one I'm going to find under here. Right, well, there's the turntable. And there's the transit screws that hold it in. Yeah, this is a 3-speed unit. Idler doesn't feel too bad. Speed mechanism's jammed. Not totally, but needs doing. That's all got to come out. So far I've had luck with undoing these 3 nuts. They've all come out with no fight really. But that one lifts out. Why are we going to be struggling with one of them? We've got all the nuts off. Jesus. I know what it is, there's something jammed under that. That one there lifts up. That one there lifts up. That one there doesn't. Yeah. Right, where's my oil? Spray some fucking oil down. Just drop some oil down it. Probably fucking seized in. There we go. Leave that for a minute while I have a fag. But there is actually a rubber grommet under here, or there's something under there. There we are, it just fell in. Might lift out now this, no it won't. It's actually seized onto the nut. Jesus, that is stuck in that. The other two lift up, so it's and I know what it fucking is. Some dopey bastard at some point's put a fucking screw there. Yeah, that's the wrong one. Some fuckers put a fucking screw in. Don't even fucking belong in there. Look at that. Fuck's sake. That's it. There we go. Right, so where are we connected to now? Right. Right. I'm gonna renew that anyway, so it don't fucking matter. So. That fucking horrible shitty fucking cable off. I'm gonna be replacing it anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. There we go. Put that there for a minute. That fucking mouse shit and everything in it. Put these back on the top here. There isn't even mouse bits there. Bad look at that. Well, no, it could be the oil I've just put in it. Put these fuckers back here. That one's even loose. There we go. Where am I going to put the fucking thing? I could think of where to fucking put it. Could think of a good fucking answer. Well, right. So basically, we've got the turntable out, such as it is, and that's all ready now to be serviced and cleaned. And yeah, you know, while I have a fag, folks, let me give you some advice. You know, when you go to places like swap meets, not everybody at the swap meet turns you over. I mean, I've had some really good deals from there, and the people I've dealt with have been honest, have always been honest with me. So I tend to just go back to the same ones. But you know, there are people who'll fucking sell you something and tell you it works when it doesn't. You know. But to stop yourself getting into that predicament where you buy something that you're told's working and it's found not to be, get them to plug it in. That place at Goulburn, they've got electricity in there. You can plug stuff in. If you buy it, plug it in, and if it doesn't work, just go back and say, listen, you cunt, this doesn't work. You told me it did. And then you can deal with it there and then. I mean, it's a bit hard to go back half a year later. The fucker's already had your money and spent it. and there's not really much you can fucking do nearly half a year later, so you know, I mean, not every, like I say, I'm not tying everybody at the swap meet with the same brush. I mean, they're not. I mean, I get a lot of good bargains there, and I've never had a problem with anybody. You know, it's just that this guy had this marked up for 25 quid. And my mate gave him 25 quid. It was supposed to be working. I mean, if you're just looking at the fucking state of that, tells you it fucking wasn't. You know. You know, fucking Graham should stick to what he fucking understands and knows. Whatever that might be. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's done now, we have to sort it out. So it's costing now, it's costing 25 quid to buy it, and whatever it costs me now to put it right. You know, but at the end of the day, I mean, it'll all clean up and sort out, but you know, the main thing that lets the side down really is the case. I mean, the case has got bits of an ear missing off it and everything. It's marked to fuck. The front's not bad, in all fairness, the front's not bad. This deck, it's as simple as, it's as basic as you can get. A very, very basic BSR. The cartridge is dead in it, that we do know, but we'll double check that with the signal tracer. We'll put the signal tracer on and check the cartridge, but I'm pretty sure the cartridge is dead, because me and Steve Pendlebury got sound out of this on my coffee table, but the speaker wires were a real mess, so just plugging it in and testing it at Goulburn, you wouldn't have got any sound. So you know, that tells you it wasn't working. The fact the cartridge is dead tells you it wasn't working. You know, the guy just took his chance on that he'd get his fucking money, you know, and he did off my mate. But, I mean, I wouldn't have given 25 quid for that. He'd have been lucky to get a tenner out of me. Because, you know, just because it's old doesn't mean it's worth money. It's fucking worth whatever I want to give for it. And if the next person wants to give a bit more, then it's worth that. That's how it works. You know? It's basically worth what you can get. What's that on my eye? There we go. You know, fuck it. It's worth whatever you can get, the same as anything. I mean, a few years ago, people were paying £300 and £400 for dance sets. You know, fucking, which is probably about fucking what? Probably about 1,000 times more than what they fucking cost when they were new. You know, but people were paying £300 and £400, sometimes more for them. You know, and I mean, I sold one to some fucker for £250, a battery operated Diplomat, dance set Diplomat. I mean, in all fairness, it was nice, and you know, anything that comes from me, then yes, it's going to be serviced correctly, and it's going to be reliable. I even left the batteries in it for him, and he phoned me up a couple of months later that he was still using the same batteries, so obviously it was working correctly because it wasn't drawing excessive current, it weren't flattening the batteries. What I did, I put 2 PP9s in parallel, because anything with a motor on a battery doesn't last long. But that thing, you just seem to run like forever and ever. But yeah, you know, that's all I can say really on that. When you go to the swap meet, be vigilant, and unless you can see it and hear it, don't take anybody's word for it that it works. You know, people will tell you that it works if they plug it in and a fucking light comes on. They'll say, yeah, it works. Yeah, the fucking light probably does. But people will say that. You know, they'll tell you it works. I mean, yeah, like I say, you know, there's a lot of honest people at the swap meet. There's a lot of honest people there. You know, but I don't care, and I don't care if you're watching. You know, the guy who sold this to my mate wasn't fucking honest, because he told him it was working and it was found not to be, so he weren't honest. You know, so if he'd have been honest and said, no, it doesn't work, mate, he wouldn't have sold it, would he? Well, he would. I'd have given him a tenner for it. I was about to, actually, because I walked past it and I was about to go and give it a second look, and I saw my mate carrying it out the back door. So I walked over and asked him how much he gave for it. It's 25 quid. I told him then at the swap meet, I said, you've been robbed. No, he says it works. I said, oh, yeah, okay. I mean, it does have a back somewhere, the back's in here somewhere, but it fell off when he brought it in. I think it's in the front room down the side of the sofa. But, you know, we have to get these things done. You know, like I say, and don't misunderstand me. Like I say, I'm not slagging everybody off who goes and sells at the swap meet. There are a lot of honest people that go, and a lot of, you know, and like I say, I've dealt with a lot of honest people. You know, I've had lots of good bargains from them there, no problem whatsoever. You know, usually the stuff I've got, if they told me it works, it's worked, but maybe had a minor fault, that's fine. This stuff is old, so, you know, you accept that. But when you're told something is actually working means that you should be able to bring it home and plug it in, switch it on and use it. But he couldn't do that, so technically it wasn't working. You know, I mean, it's not a lot to put it right. I mean, really, the biggest bugbear is the cabinet, and I just hope that amplifier in that doesn't require a 3-volt cartridge, because I ain't got any. It's getting a cheap, what we all know and love as a cheap Crosley cartridge. It's getting one of them, because that's all I've got. So that's what it's getting. But you know, it'd be nice to turn that into an auto changer, but there's no room for the deck, so can't do that. I mean, if it was mine, I'd modify the cabinet so it could take an auto changer, put a nice BSR monarch in it or something. You know, because single changers, in my opinion, single changers are really only made for playing LPs on. You know, you can't really sit there with it in front of you and play a fucking case of singles. The idea of singles is you stack them on and switch it on and walk away from it. But yeah, this is early 50s BSR. It's even got a bigger idler wheel than usual, which is, I'm glad the idler's not too bad, because you know, if it was foots, it'd be a real problem. And somebody's put a red ring on this here, and like a. I don't think that's original. I'll soon find out. somebody's put some sort of like an adapter on the motor. Is that because it was running too slow and they didn't know how to repair it and just put that on? Or was it done by the factory? I'll soon find out, because if it doesn't run right, then that'll come off. But it's all got to be fully stripped and done. I mean, you know, he asked me to do it on the cheap. I don't do on the cheap. I do it correctly and properly. Whatever that costs, that's what it is. You know, I don't do bodge ups here. You know, if somebody wants something doing, then it's either done correctly or they go somewhere else. It's as simple as that. I do good quality work. I do it correctly. I do it safely. I do it right. And whatever that costs, then that's whatever that costs. I'm afraid it's the way it is. I'm not an expensive person. I don't charge the earth. I don't take the piss. I charge what I think the job is worth, and whatever components I've used, I charge for them. You know, I put a small markup on them because I think I'm entitled to something for my money. And that's it. And it is only a small markup. You know, I don't put a lot on. And you know, I've just done some dance sets for a bloke, and he's dead happy with the prices that I've given him. And I quoted him a price on one of them before I'd even seen it, because at first I thought he was only bringing one. So I just quoted him a price. And, you know, if that price was wrong, it's still the price he pays, and he'll still get the same level of quality of work. It's as simple as that. If I make a mistake in the price, I make a mistake. I take it on the chin, but luckily I didn't. But you know, at the end of the day, it's, you know, I'll go through this one with you. There's not really a lot to go through with you on this deck. You know, somebody left a comment on one of my videos, I think it was on the Danset RG30, like watching paint dry. Well, listen, if you don't fucking like the videos, don't watch the fucking things. I don't put a fucking gun to your head and make you sit there. You know, but if you can't leave a decent comment, don't leave a comment. It's as simple as that. And these people who leave comments tend not to have anything on their pages, on their channels. Unless you can do the fucking job, don't comment on other people who can. Yeah, like watching paint dry. I bet the bastard wouldn't come and say it to me fucking face. Anyway, that's another matter. Let's get this fucking thing sorted. Here we go. Right. So let's have a quick look over. Right. Well, the bottom is not too bad. That's pretty clean, the bottom, but there again, would be, wouldn't it? So what we need to do first, we need to start by, this is going to be fairly easy. It's had a mouse in this. This is going to be fairly easy to do. Soldering iron should be nice and hot. And like I say, I always recommend Antex soldering irons. Because why? I think they're about the best you can get for this type of work. I think they're the best you can get for this type of work. Someone coming up my path. I'm expecting a visitor today. Get this other one off. This fucking wire's horrible. I recommend for this type of job, there we are, I recommend that Antex irons, because there we go, they do the job, they get the job done. The good irons, they last forever. You know, that was loose. Does that have to come all the way out? We'll pull it all the way out just in case. That bearing will need to be lubricated, so that has to come out to get the centre bearing out. There we go, that's actually got lubrication in it, but it'll be re-lubricated and cleaned. It'll be redone. That was probably done to make it look like it was working. So that's probably why that was done. Let's take the idler off. I'm sure there's supposed to be a spring on that. I'll soon know, but maybe not. These old BSRs, I mean, they're nothing to them really. Have I got that undone far enough? Yeah, there is a spring on that. It's there. Yeah, it's there. I think that's seized up. That's supposed to have a circlip on it, and it's got a piece of wire on it. The wire codge up, look at that. It's supposed to have a circlip on that. Yeah, somebody's just codged. That's not even a proper clip. It's a piece of fucking wire. That's a piece of wire, that. Not even a proper fucking clip. Someone's just cut that off somewhere and clipped it on. It might even be a piece of fucking solder. Let's see what it is. No, it's definitely wire, but it's not supposed to be on there, so we'll find a proper circlip and put that, do a proper job, and lift that off. There's a fibre washer on there. And that's how that works. So that'll and that's supposed to have a spacer under there because that was loose. Let's get this fibre washer off so we don't drop it, because I know what'll happen. The fucker will slide off. Right, that undoes there, and there's a washer on there, and I think that washer there, we'll just have a quick look at this. I think that washer there is the wrong one. It's too new for a start. So we'll take this pin out here, take that off. And that goes in there, like so. And then there should be another washer, because that's supposed to go like that and be able to be turned. That's how, because that should be the same thickness as where there's no thread. And that's about right. So take this spring off, if it'll come off. If it doesn't, we'll leave it on. It doesn't have to come off. Right, so that's the idler. We'll find a new washer to put on that because the washer that's on it is too thick. So we'll find one that's a bit thinner. And I'll tell you what sort of washer we need. Something like a thrust washer that goes in the middle of a turntable but thinner. One with a thinner centre in it, that kind of idea. So we'll have a look at that after. Now we'll get the motor off. And the motor's soldered onto the switch. So we'll desolder the switch. That's one off. At least it fucking was. Come on, stay off, you cunt. That's one off. Let's hold that one up there. There we go. That's the switch disconnected. Have a sip of my coffee. This is your speed mechanism here, which is working, but it's actually 3 speed this. Is there a screw in there? Do we have a screw, or is this just a pull off? I think it's just a pull off knob, this, which it is. Right, get this clip off. Get the motor out. Motor doesn't feel too bad. Find my other screwdriver. There we go. Change screwdrivers because that one's a bit crappy. It did a couple of screws, but it doesn't get them all. Use this one. See if this fucker will do it. Alright, let's try again. The rubber grommets don't feel too bad either. We haven't got round to pulling the tone arm off yet. That's we'll probably make that the last job. There we go. Pull these pins out so I don't lose them. We should be free of those. Little brass pins. There's another one. Should be another one. In one of these, I don't know. I believe we have one missing. Yeah, how about that? We have a brass pin missing. Oh no, we haven't. Have we? Oh no, we haven't. They're here. It's on that screw. But we had one missing for a minute. Right, well, there's the motor. So let's put the motor there. Now let's take the speed mechanism out. There we go. There we go. Dee 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 dee. Yeah, it's a great place to get things at the swap meet, but you've got to be careful. You know, you can't just rush in and buy something. You have to be careful because you could end up, you know. That all needs washing. You know, you could end up. There we go. And that's captive. That doesn't come out. I suppose it could be made to come out, but it's not supposed to. It's supposed to stay in. Now, you know, you can't get under there for that, so what can we do? There we are. This is removal of the tone arm. Put that on there. Just try and open this a bit. There we go. Just trying to get the fucking arm off now. There's a dead spider in there as well. Oh, there we are. There we go. Right, well that doesn't actually get the arm off for you, does it? There's actually a fucking clip there. I mean, I would imagine if you lift this clip up here, we'll get the whole, oh there we are. That gets the whole fucking lot off. It should just pull out now. The whole lot should just come out. Yes. Yeah, we're moving. There we go. That's the tone arm off, and I'll drop the screwdriver. Don't have to worry about taking that switch off, but it will come off anyway because we've got to take this off. Well, the switch will come off anyway, but so all this mechanism will have to be cleaned. Alright, there we go. Gotcha. There we go. Everything else got to come out of there. I'd like to get this out, but I don't think it comes out. This thing here, this is all captive. Yeah. Yeah, you can't get that out. Take the armrest off. There we go. There we go. Right. plunger. It comes out. That tube there stays there. Right. That's basically the BSR stripped. It's got paint missing off here. It'd be nice to repaint this, but I'm not going the whole log. I'm not even pulling them grommets off in case they fucking tear when I pull them, because they're pretty good. Well, let's have a look. Yeah, I'm leaving them. Don't want to ruin them. Right. Thanks for watching, folks. And that's the wrong remote. And join me again in part 2 when I've got this all cleaned and is looking as nice as I can get it, which I don't think it's going to come up that well. I think it needs a coat of paint. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Catch you later. Bye for now. Hi folks, this is technically not part 2, but this is just like a bit of an add-on, a bit of an update. I've just phoned Graham, and I've explained the situation with this, that it's, you know, not the best, and it's a bit oxidised and contaminated with mouse piss, and basically, you know, it'd be better going for the whole repaint, so that's what he's going to go for. He's going to pick the stuff up. I told him to try and find a creamy colour paint, you know, somewhere around this colour, and you know, get all the tackle I need, and you know, paint stripper, sandpaper, and you know, give it a repaint, I think. So don't know when we'll get back onto this now. Be when he gets the paint. Thanks for watching, folks, and more to come later. Bye for now.